Last time I talked about freestyling smoother, I focused on the point of practicing to perfection or satisfaction. If you really want to freestyle smoother, in my opinion, the very first step is to start landing your tricks cleaner and cleaner, and then you will automatically look like you skate smoother. And I think the next step to that, or the step to practice along with it, is really focusing on how you connect your tricks. And the reason I do that, or the way that I do that, is by trying to think a couple tricks ahead or a couple tricks behind. And of course, you can just play around and do whatever you want while you skate. You can just see where the tricks take you. But, you know, when I'm skating, I often like to kind of plan out my lines to an extent. Sometimes, right? Everything has nuance. But this is how I do that. Basically, wherever I am on the skateboard, wherever I'm starting, I try to think, what can I do from here? So let's try a little three-piece together with this concept of I want to start my next trick from where I end. Tail stop. What can I do from tail stop? I can do a finger flip. What can I do from bolts like this? I could go up into rail. Ooh, barely. From here, what could I do? I could do rail to Casper, or I could also do rail to rail. I don't know which one I'm more likely to land, but we'll try it. Not that one. Try that again. Rail to rail. Maybe from here, I want to go right to Casper. So we're kind of thinking in terms of what comes next. The other way you can go about it, and I'll try to find some good examples. I'll actually look for some good examples from other skaters as well because, you know, I'm not a professional freestyler. This is just the mindset that I have when I'm putting together a line or thinking about how tricks flow together nicely. I think one of the absolute champs of doing this is Kai Tanabe. She's just absolutely phenomenal the way that she puts together her lines and flows through them. Orson does it really well too. Of course, Mike does it really well. They're ways that the tricks lead into the next trick to make it look a little bit less, not jerky, but to make it look a little bit smoother. I think it looks smoother. And of course, you can do this with really aggressive styles. You can do this with gentle styles. You can do it with fast-paced tricks, and you can do them with slow-paced tricks. It's all about moving throughout the board in a smooth way. And so the first way I started getting into this was right from there. What trick can I do from the place that I end? And that's really what led me into exploring how to make my lines look a little bit smoother, a little bit more flowy. Now say I wanted to do a cross-footed finger flip, but I didn't want to just set up into one. Well, in this case, we can do something kind of like reverse engineering, where I think about the trick I want to end with, and then I try to work up to it. And I can really think about that, how I want to flow into that final trick. So I know that I want to go off the tail for this one. I think I'm gonna start with a walk the dog to get myself on the nose. Then I'm here. I want to get my foot up to the nose a little bit, so I'm going to do a bit of a thruster, come down, finger flip, switch blade, and then this foot can come around right into the cross-footed position, finger flip out. But these are the kinds of things that I'm thinking about. So when I'm putting together a line, I'm not just putting together some of my favorite tricks. I mean, sometimes I am, but I'm also thinking about, or what I'm really thinking about, is what can I do between those tricks to transition into it smoothly. And you can have an end trick in mind, you can have a start point in mind, it doesn't really matter. I think this is one of those things that really makes freestyle special. Mike Osterman has talked about how he feels like the difference between like flat ground skating and freestyle are these in-between moments where a flat ground skater might do a trick like a kickflip. Whoa. Excuse me, a kickflip. And then they might push. And then they'll push again. And then they'll get a little distance and they might do a pop shove it. And then they'll push. And then they'll push again. And then they might do another trick, a frontside shove it. And then they'll push. And Mike made a video with that exact thing. So swiping from him a little bit here to hopefully expand on the topic. But that's really common in, you know, street skateboarding or flat ground skateboarding. Whereas freestyle is a little bit more about those in-between moments, those little footwork pieces, the little details that spice up the banger tricks that you have on the other side. And I totally agree. I think that's what makes freestyle really special. It's I'm not super great at the in-betweens yet. I'm still growing as a freestyler, but it's something that I try to keep in mind. And I do once in a while try to focus on, whether it's even just practicing basics like walk the dogs, or not basics, they're not easy, but foundations like walk the dog or switchblade. Like those are, hi puppy, those are the bits of magic that I personally think help us to freestyle smoother. Ah. Oh, it's exciting. I really wanted that pull up into rail, full 360 rail whip, push out before I really stop. I wanted that for a while, so that's exciting. But like, once again, that's what I'm talking about. We're going up into rail, and then what can I do from here? Of course I can do a rail whip. Might not get the one that I want, but then wherever you end up, what can I do from here? That was kind of my early mantra in learning how to freestyle skateboard was, what can I do from here? Or how do I get to there? And it just really made freestyle a lot more enjoyable and really helped me feel like I was connecting to the freestyle that I wanted to do over just starting to learn individual tricks. So I really think this is where those two start to mesh together really nicely. The in-between and the tricks. And then you start to build up that flow. So, I am exhausted, but I do hope that you got something out of this video, something to think about or play with, and I hope you're having a great day.